Thank you so much. Today I have a bad throat, so please bear with me. After this beautiful narration, oration by Swamiji, my speech is going to be a little bit boring, so please bear with me and, post that you will have the lunch. So be ready for that. Friends, fellow entrepreneurs, esteemed professionals, today my session is about navigating challenges of scaling, while maintaining momentum. I am going to not narrate out of anything else but my own story. How I started and how I have scaled the business. While maintaining momentum and strived very hard. As all of you know, entrepreneurship is hard. Scaling is harder. It requires one to solve a wide range of never-ending problems of different magnitude to provide certainty to your team, investor, and customers. I started Zaggle before that, in 1986. When I was a 15-year-old, my father was Secretary to Government of India, elder brother was member Railway Board. And, the pocket money which I used to get was hardly about 200 rupees those days, and, which was never enough in a city like Delhi. So I wanted to do something, my family always wanted me to study, and that was my 10th class, and I thought that I have to take care of myself. As an entrepreneur, you will always feel the seeds of an entrepreneurship are actually sown much, much before you actually become an entrepreneur. So becoming an entrepreneur by accident is rare, by intent and insight is high. How I looked at 16 years, I said, okay, what is it I can do with absolutely no capital in my hand, and I wanted to make money. If you have no capital and you want to make money, it is so difficult. I had a very, very easy chance. What I did was, created a set of t-shirts, okay, convinced the manufacturer, to give me credit, for 15 days. And, looking at me as a young guy, that time I was very thin. So he believed me that, okay, this guy will come back and pay me. And I used that money to sell those t-shirts, to various my friends, colleagues, others, classmates, etc. Made 3,000 rupees was my net profit. That was like my 15 months of my pocket money. So from there, you imagine that today, when I post that, I think that period ended. My father was not very happy. He wanted me to go ahead, abroad, study like he had done, my sister had done, and my brother had done. But for me, it was very, very important that I focus on entrepreneurship. I was very, very clear in my mind that I will become an entrepreneur right at the age of 15, 16, maybe even a little bit before that. So, how do you manage and navigate challenges while you scale? So I'll give you, cut to, 2012 when I started Zaggle. My first year GTV of Zaggle was 4 crores. Okay. This year, I will tip more or less close at around 33 to 36,000 crores. Okay. Now, from 4 crores to 33, 36,000 crores, assume let's take a number 36,000 crores. What kind of a multiple is it? Can anybody tell me? How many times, in last 12 years would Zaggle have grown? 9,000 times, right? Imagine 9,000 times in 12 years is what we have grown, and we still believe and we still think that, we are doing injustice to ourselves. If somebody would have told me in 2012 that you will grow 9,000 times, I would have said, okay, take whatever you want. Give me, a little bit of that and I'll go away. That is what I would have ideally done. Because most important, while you scale, you are on a, treadmill. Okay. While you are on a treadmill, you are going at a fast pace. It's like you operating on a running heart. How do you maintain? Scaling is very, very hard, and in India, especially given the regulatory framework, the compliance framework, lot of other governmental interventions, etc. It's very, very difficult to scale. And fintech, and I'm very proud to say a B2B SaaS fintech company, and especially scaling in B2B is even more harder. How do you scale in a B2B environment where you have to go knock doors and actually get business rather than the other way around? Okay, so for us it was like definitely a challenge, but what I did and what I believed in, and a lot of you would have heard that mental capacity is more important than financial capacity. In the year 2012, I had invested about 1.6 crores in Zaggle. Okay, that 1.6 crores today, is the company's, I think market cap is roughly about 6.5 7,000 crores. Now that 1.6 crores, was like very, very small amount of money which got finished very, very early. In 2014, 2015, we had absolutely no money in our hand. And how do you pay salaries? How do you pay, like your customers? You have to, go talk to your customers. You have to fulfill orders. You have to ensure that you are absolutely able to deliver. Every time you have to deliver. You can't fail even once. If you fail once, you are finished. In B2C, the market is very large. So you can still go ahead and, if one fails, second can come. But B2B is very, very small. So, we used a concept called OPM. Okay, so OPM is, do not mistake it for the drug opium. Okay, OPM is other people's money. Okay, what we did was that we had absolutely no money. What do we do? Okay, so we used to give credit of 30 days, 45 days to our customers. We said, okay, now let me reverse the entire engine. I had no choice. So to be very honest, it was not something which was, by design. It was just out of necessity which came out. We went ahead and told our clients that if you are able to pay us in advance, we'll give you about 2%, 3% discount. Okay, and 2-3% discount was pretty decent discount in those days, on the volume which we were doing. With that, just guess. 2015 is when we started this. Guess by 2017, what would be my bank balance? The money, other people's money lying in my bank. Any guesses? So we had roughly about 798 crores. So, I had all the money, 798 crores in my bank, and absolutely, but it was other people's money, just keep in mind, not my money. And this was something, where people have made advances and, goods and services to be, fulfilled later. So from there, what I realized is that, the human mind has the capacity, to grow at a very rapid pace, be very ingenuine and, come back, with variety of solutions to be able to solve your problem. Another very important thing I realized is that resilience is more important than speed. Now, a lot of people confuse between speed and scale. Okay? They say if you're scaling, that means you're speeding. No, not necessarily. You can scale at a very beautiful pace, maybe at not 9,000 times, but even at 5,000 times, you're scaling beautifully. So this is what I realized, that while scaling, resilience will turn out to be much more important and speed may not. As Swamiji said, we have to play football. We actually did not play football. Okay, we said no, we will not show speed. We will control our speed and be more resilient in doing what we are doing. Okay, and that was like, sorry Swamiji, but but one day we will play football for sure. So another very important thing what I realized is that problems amplify, but wings don't. That means you will continuously get problems after problems after problems after problems. But your wings, won't expand at the same pace or speed as you want them to be. How do you manage that? For us, we had this very, very precarious situation, in 2018 and 19. And, that time COVID had not come. 2018-19 was the period. And we said, our card management system, which we were doing, and, the number of prepaid cards we were selling was like very, very, at a very, very, good volume we were doing. But, I was thinking that we need to be ahead of time. So how do you think that, you be ahead of time? Because everybody can think of, how you have to be ahead of time. But, very rarely do you find people who succeed in it. Because being ahead of time is just by 30 yards, not by 300 yards, not by 3 kilometers, and not be behind by, maybe a kilometer. It is the pace at which you scale so that your systems don't break or systems don't become irreparable. You have to be very, very careful at that. And that is one of the things, which we mastered, while building Zaggle. And the mastery was that, okay, we will do bit by bit, inch by inch, we'll grow, but we will every day grow by an inch, okay? That was the whole idea. And we realized that maybe the software, okay, and software is a very important piece of, today's financial ecosystem. And we started building in 2018 and 19. And the moment we did that, that helped us to become a very, very big hook, with the customers, with our corporate, especially all our enterprises. Once you have loaded the software in their systems, it is very difficult. Then that becomes an entry barrier. They will not be able to, remove you that easily. Cards, if they don't buy from me, they will go ahead and buy from banks. But software, they will not be able to do. Okay, and that is what I, really figured out, that this way, if we are able to do it, we'll be very, very good. The other thing which I did, and this was like extremely useful, that we formed, for the first time, we launched a virtual card of a prepaid card. So prepaid card was our main business. Today we are the largest sellers of prepaid cards in India. Our volume of the total volume is about 16.5%. We are by far the largest, in the country. And what we did was that we did virtual card, okay, and we didn't know that COVID is going to come, okay. We had absolutely no idea. March 22, 2020, government announced that all establishments have to stop. There is not going to be more than 5 people. All of you have, seen what happened in COVID. All our enterprises, were absolutely jostling with each other to figure out, how do we solve variety of systems, because everything was touch. And in COVID, if you remember, it was that, through touch, you may contract COVID. Okay, so they said, we have large volumes, we have to make payments. What do you do? So, in one single night, 7.9 million cards in one single night. 7.9 million, which is 79 lakh cards, we replaced physical cards with virtual cards. Because we were just slightly ahead of time. That is like, maybe just about, 30 meters, or maybe 100 meters or 300 meters, we were there. That's why we were able to quickly do it. And the moment we did that, the number of clients wanting to do business with us increased rapidly, means rapidly. We were doing roughly about 100 demos a day. So the whole idea was, in COVID, we grew at a very, very rapid pace. COVID was a blessing in disguise. As I call, the best CTO, anybody can ever hope for was COVID. Okay, there's no better CTO, than COVID, because everybody wanted to digitize, and, we were there, right there, digitizing it. The beautiful thing which I learned was, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So if you are comfortable with the uncomfortable, you will live your life beautifully. Beautifully means beautifully, without any problem, because what we saw was that in COVID, it taught us the resilience. We understood, what is slowdown called as. Okay, we slowed down so much. If you ask normally, for people to slow down, nobody will ever slow down. Nobody wants to leave the pace. So that's why I say resilience is more important than speed. And why resilience is important is because when you have to slow down, it is resilience which will help you. It is not the speed which will help you. And for us, being comfortable with the uncomfortable helped us a lot. As we grow in 2023, we went out to go ahead and, do an IPO. So ours was our first B2B SaaS fintech IPO, and that was never done before. The only one in the fintech space which was done was of Paytm. And Paytm price from 1900 or 2000 rupees, had come down to about 600 or 800 rupees. People said, at this time, so are you another Paytm? Are you going to be another? So the moment we would enter, we would understand that, okay, this deal is not going to happen because these guys are investors in Paytm and Zomato. And what we realized is that, it was a hard sell for us to convince them, a company which was growing at that speed, making so much of profits, doing overall so well, still had, lot of issues, while doing our IPO. But we went ahead, launched the IPO at 2,000 crores. Today we are at about 7,000 crores market cap, give or take, a couple of 100 crores here or there. And, the growth, and that is like in just last 1 year. But one thing which I also, which is my second last point is, the price of progress is pain. Is pain. Okay, the price of progress is pain. You have to endure lot of pain if you have to progress. If you do not have the capacity, the mental capacity, if you do not have financial capacity, after some time is useless. It just does not matter that, what kind of financial capacity you have. If you have the mental capacity, the financial capacity will be built. One last thing before I end my session. Just want to say, while scaling, please pray to God that luck be on your side. Yeah. So if luck is on your side, the scaling will become more eventful, more beautiful, more fantastic, and the journey would be less painful. Important is the journey, not the destination. And always keep in mind that slow success builds character, fast success builds ego. With that, I would like to thank you for listening to me patiently. Thank you so much.
There's one very important announcement regarding our tummies, which are going to now be very hungry for the lunch. We had a lot of brain food. Now let us have some very good food also. So there's a small announcement that please wear your tags. That's certainly going to be your lunch coupon. The lunch will be arranged in the back side. But before that, we have souvenir release, and we have some questions to Swami Bodhayananda. I request, sir, we have 2 questions from the audience. So we'll be finishing this, and then we all can move out for lunch.